Up next on championship cases, we have Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott this year, 2019, he has 2 wins, Talladega Superspeedway and Watkins Glen. So we will make a championship case for him and why he's going to win the championship. So let's just get into it. Chase Elliott this year, as I said, those 2 wins. He's had an inconsistent year. He had an S start to the year. He didn't lead laps till Martinsville, so that was a few races into the season. And then he went to Talladega. He won, and everything just fell in line for them. They started getting they had a 6-race streak of top 5s. They were leading laps, getting poles, winning stages. They were having a really good time. Then the summer slump happened, and they went 8 races without a top 10. And then they ended that streak with a win at Watkins Glen, a dominating win. So they've been a little inconsistent this year, but this is why they're going to win the championship. Something about this team, I don't know what it is, whether it's Jeff Gordon in the car, whether it's Chase Elliott. They just turn it on in the playoffs. It's kind of weird. They'll have a rough regular season or something. They'll barely make it in on points. Then the first race in the playoffs, they're contending for the win, and they get through the first round super easy. I don't know why. That's just what this team does. It's really weird. They just turn it on the playoffs. We saw last year, Elliott got his first win at Watkins Glen, coming into the playoffs, got through the first round. The second round, he won 2 of the 3 races, Dover and Kansas, added up some playoff points. So they know how to win in the playoffs, win some races in the playoffs. That's going to be crucial considering their playoff point position. They are pretty far behind the leaders, the top 4, I'd say. They have 17, I believe, and, Kyle Busch has 45, but when it comes down to making it to the championship 4 and playoff points, being close to those guys, Logano has 28, Harvick has 28, Truex has 28, Hamlin has 30. So those guys are all right there. That's 4 right there. And then you got Kyle Busch at 45. So assuming they keep their points positions, assuming no one catches up to them, those guys are going to make it, which means you're going to have to win to make it to the championship 4 if you can't catch up on those points. So Elliott is going to need to get himself some points, some playoff points, whether it's by getting some stage wins. Race wins would obviously be preferred because you get more of those playoff points, but I think he's going to have to win. If you look at the tracks in the playoffs and his success at them, he does have a couple top 5s at Las Vegas, I believe, but he does also have a few DNFs. He's had some bad luck there a couple times with crashes. Then when it comes down to Richmond, last year he had a top 5 run there. Hendrick's short track success, they've had some success recently there. Then the Roval, he got a top 10 there. And road courses, he won Watkins Glen the last 2 years. He's starting to improve on road courses. He had a top 5 car at Sonoma before an engine blew. Top 5 at the whatever it's called, Sonoma last year. And then obviously going into the second round, he did win the spring at Talladega, a playoff track. Talladega is a crazy race, but if he can win there again, that'd be huge for that team. And then obviously the other 2 races in that round, he is the defending winner of, Dover and Kansas. So he's got some winnable tracks in those first 2 rounds to add up some playoff points, whether it be winning another Talladega race, whether it be defending his Dover and Kansas win. I legitimately think he's going to win Dover again, just because he did win there last year, yes, but this spring he won the pole. He led a ton of laps. He the top 5, so he's run very well at Dover in his career. He almost had his first win there in 2017. He got a top 5 there in 2016. He has a very high career finish, average finish there. So I think Dover is probably his best shot at a win to add up some playoff points in those first 2 rounds. His second best, I'd say, Talladega and then Kansas. So he's got some very good shots at winning. And when it comes to that round of 8, just like Keselowski, he is going to be behind on those playoff points, and he does not have the speed that these Gibbs guys and Harvick and Penske guys have. So I think it's going to take a win for him to get into the championship 4. If they can get that speed they had when they were in the top 5 run, then they could make it on points, but I think obviously a win is preferred, but I think they're going to have to get that win. Their best shot at it is Phoenix. Elliott has run pretty well at Phoenix in the past. Last year, he won stage 1 there. And he's won some stages there. He's got top 5s there. He was leading late in 2017 before he got passed by Matt Kenseth. So he has run well at Phoenix in the past, and he knows how to get himself a good finish there and potentially a win. It's just a matter of putting it together. So I think he has a really good shot at winning there. Martinsville, he has improved so much since the beginning of his career there. So I think he has a very good shot at winning at Martinsville as well. And then for Texas, at the start of his career, he did very good, but he slowly kind of faded there. He's just been top 10, around the top 10, maybe a little bit outside. So I think his best chances in the round of 8 to win are Martinsville and Phoenix, specifically Phoenix. And then when it comes to Homestead, he has not won at Homestead, but he has gotten a few top 5s there, I believe, top 10s. So it's going to take a little more than a top 10. He's going to have a top 5 car contending for a win to win the championship. And he has 1.5 miles in his career, so you got that. But that's why Chase Elliott can win the championship. They're going to have to catch up on playoff points, but that team does turn it on in the playoffs. And also he has won at some playoff tracks, which is a big deal considering advancing and adding up some playoff points to catch up with the contenders. So that's his case. Up next, I don't even know who's next. I think it's Kurt Busch, I believe. That'll be a fun one, honestly. Kurt Busch has been underdog all year, I feel like. So that's going to be a fun one to talk about. But, yeah, tomorrow, Kurt Busch and Larson or Jones or someone. But thanks for watching this once again. If you liked it, leave it a big fat like in the comments. Tell me if you think Elliott's going to win the championship, or if you want to go check out those other why your driver's going to win the championship, they should be in a playlist. I'll put it up here somewhere. And then subscribe, because that will be 10 out of 10.